Watch it!
Get your knee out of my face!
My sure has God, you stink!
Ow!
What was that?
Quit your belly aching, we're on!
Oh man, I'm way too short for this.
I hear you've been having some trouble. No, this is a bad one, Sergeant. Worst I've seen.
Not long ago, we had this region secure under the supervision of one Colonel Blintz. That changed when Blintz was injured in the line of duty. Medics did what they could, but he sustained a massive, disfiguring head wound.
Disfiguring? He lost his mind.
And how? That was the last we saw or heard of him. Until this. No. I'm afraid so. He's gone tan.
And he took his soldiers with him. Those that didn't turn, melted down for scrap.
Your mission is to proceed through the white picket fence and track down the Colonel. When you find him, eliminate all defenses and terminate the Colonel.
All right, men, we got a job to do.
Mr. President, it's General Carville at the Pentagon on Line 5.
This is Dugan.
Mr. President, I'm afraid we have a heck of a situation down here.
How bad could it be, Ben?
According to NORAD, we've got Soviet aircraft coming at us from all directions and ground troops pushing up through Mexico. I don't know how they snuck in on us.
You better double check this with NORAD. Just doesn't make any sense. I'll call the Kremlin.
Will do.
Da, Premier Romanov here.
What's going on over there, Alex?
Why, Mr. President, whatever do you mean?
Alex, I have, You're throwing everything you've got at us, Alex. We're supposed to be allies, you maniac. I'm the one that put you into office.
Listen, very carefully. I am not your pet, Mr. President. We Romanovs have our legacy to consider.
I don't give a wooden nickel about your legacy. You call them off. Alex, you call them off. You know, we'll retaliate.
Oh, don't be so sure, Mr. President.
Sir.
Verification?
You betcha.
Sweet mother. It's time to hit back. Make it happen.
Yes, sir. This is General Carville. Soviet invasion confirmed. Execute launch order 010 Adam Delta Charlie.
Have confirmation. Missiles prime.
Armed!
Missile command.
10 seconds to launch. Open the missile silos. Jerry, what? We have to open the silos or they'll explode under... The silo doors are closed. This is suicide.
Is it done, Yuri?
No, Comrade Premier. It has only begun.
This is Dugan.
Mr. President, I'm afraid we have a heck of a situation down here.
How bad could it be, Ben?
According to NORAD, we've got Soviet aircraft coming out of some all directions and ground troops pushing up through Mexico. I don't know how they snuck in on us.
You better double check this with NORAD. This doesn't make any sense. I'll call the Kremlin.
Will do.
Premier Romanov here.
What's going on over there, Alex?
Why, Mr. President, whatever do you mean?
Alex, I have, You're throwing everything you've got at us, Alex. We're supposed to be allies, you maniac. I'm the one that put you into office.
Listen very carefully. I am not your pet, Mr. President. We Romanovs have our legacy to consider.
I don't give a wooden nickel about your legacy. You call them off. Alex, you call them off. You know, we'll retaliate.
Oh, don't be so sure, Mr. President.
Sir.
Verification?
You betcha.
Sweet mother. It's time to hit back. Make it happen.
Yes, sir. This is General Carville. Soviet invasion confirmed. Execute launch order 010 Adam Delta Charlie.
Have confirmation. Missiles prime.
Armed!
Missile command.
10 seconds to launch. Open the missile silos. Jerry, what? We have to open the silos, or they'll explode under... The silo doors are closed. This is suicide.
Is it done, Yuri?
No, Comrade Premier. It has only begun.
Now at DEFCON 2.
What the devil is going on, Lieutenant?
He's surfaced, Mr. President. I'm sure you all recognize this man. We know him only as Yuri, fugitive advisor to Soviet Premier Romanov. While we were busy fighting the Soviets, Yuri was using his mind control technology to establish a secret army of his own. A group of Yuri's initiates have taken Alcatraz Island here in San Francisco. They've constructed some sort of device there.
What kind of device?
Perhaps I can explain, Mr. President.
Yuri.
The device is called a psychic dominator. There is a network of such devices spread across the globe.
More of your mind control tricks?
No tricks, Mr. President. In a few moments, I will unleash a tidal wave of psychic energy designed to dominate the minds of an entire planet. There will be no more free will, only my will.
Yuri. The war's over. Can't we all just get along? What if I was to give you a full presidential pardon? Your country needs a leader. It could be you.
Why should I be content to lead one nation if I can control the whole world, Mr. President?
You can't threaten us. We're the most powerful nation on Earth. We did win the war, you know.
Did you? Indeed? I think not.
Mr. President, something's happening. The device is beginning to deploy.
Call in an airstrike.
I want that tower taken out.
Command, this is Mojo 1. We are on station.
Roger, Mojo 1. Target is located on Alcatraz Island, Vector 270, at 10 miles.
Target acquired. Engage!
In San Francisco, the psychic dominator on Alcatraz will not function.
Most unfortunate. But we have other devices. I think time has come to activate them.
My God, that maniac's really going to do it. May God help us all.
EA Games.
Challenge everything.
A terrorist base destroyed by American forces while defending
Our victorious forces continue their liberation
against a Stronghold. America and China reporting
in today's Security Council session.
Tensions are high. Senseless American aggression once more fills the
Our
sky.
premier again denied involvement.
The military had the fragmented Global Liberation Army on the run. Groups vying for control. The American response is its signature shock and awe campaign.
China is here to help our European comrades.
The United States believes that a general, codenamed Dr. Threats, is running the lethal program.
Humiliating America by penetrating its own borders and raiding its weapons of mass destruction.
Further transmission may be difficult.
Sega.
That is no excuse for deserting your post.
Who ordered them killed?
The Red Army knows how to take care of its friends.
I've ordered many deaths. Which specifically are you referring to?
Lev Abramovich Isakovich have been found guilty of crimes against the state. The punishment is death.
Lev Abramovich Izatovich.
Блядь, сукин сын!
I come all the way from Moscow to this remote piss hole, and this is how you greet your old commanding officer?
What do you want from me, Colonel?
I wanted to show you something. Recognize this? What you wrote on these pages could condemn a man several times over. But before that happens, comrade, first I need to know the truth.
Dear Maggie, it's been a while, I know. Sorry, I've never been as good with words as you. I just finished up 5 months in North Africa. Didn't see a single German all the while I was there. We were training mostly, lots of marching up and down, cleaning boots, getting yelled at. Reminded me of Fort Riley. No one knew where we were gonna end up, of course, just that we needed to be ready. One of the Brits, Roy, fed me some chocolate. We'd be heading to Italy. General Buckram arrived a couple weeks back. Seems like a decent guy. Very confident, I guess you'd call it. He doesn't like the Brit General Norton, though. They're like oil and water. Buckram's mood got worse every time he talked to him, and we bore the brunt of it. Nearly wore my fingers to the bone cleaning my damn rifle. Roy got his chocolate a couple weeks back. We're off to Sicily. I was glad to be away from the heat. Not so glad to be wandering around the Mediterranean hoping the German subs wouldn't find us. We all breathed a sigh of relief when they announced we were finally headed to dry land. Captain McKay's here. Gives me some confidence that at least one person knows what he's doing. Well, I guess it's nearly time to leave, so I'd better go find somewhere to sit. I'll try to write more, if I can. Love always, Joe.
Our universe contains infinite stories, most of which are about rocks and ice at sub-zero temperatures in a vacuum. Rather boring. However, on a small damp rock, there is a story that bears a second look. It's your story. But the first 4 billion years or so mostly concern amino acids. Not much of a page turn. But then, over time, the amino acids bond together, and things start to get interesting, and a bit drier. A certain subspecies of hominid discovers that you can do more with a sharp rock than annoy your little brother. Tools and weapons are invented. The hominids begin to cooperate. Fire becomes a servant rather than an unpredictable force of nature. They learn to tan the skins of animals for clothing. They learn ways to record and probably exaggerate their adventures. Eventually, these tribes learn to build shelters and immediately hold the first barbecue parties. This is the dawn of humankind. Struggle and cooperation have been rewarded. The Neolithic era draws to a close. The whole world beckons. This tribe has come far, but the rest of their story is your story. You are the one who will build them into a great civilization. How far will you push humankind?
Go there and get the town up and running.
It is time you got your first taste of command.
We are about to face our greatest challenge yet.
They've found us, sir. What are your orders? The Lord is under attack.
Begin your construction.
People are coming to the castle. The wolf swordsmen are here. We're doomed.
Step into my lair and get ready to meet your maker.
We have one final piece of knowledge to impart to you. The secret of boiling pitch.
The castle is under attack. Quickly, get the men to the walls!
Here comes Bessie!
Greetings, sire. Your stronghold awaits you.
What is that sound? What are you doing?
They are coming.
What have you done?
Primary function completed.
In truth, it was I who was betrayed. Still I am hunted. Still I am hated. Now my blind eyes see what others cannot. Sometimes the hand of fate must be forced.
Life can be harsh everywhere. But in the old world, there was no hope of it ever improving. When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding it for the crown. The nobles hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders pillaged the outskirts of the city. And so, some of us decided that it was time to leave. That we'd rather take our chances in the wilderness, seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along the way. But this wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start as the masters of our own destiny.
The barren desert planet of Karak. Home to a resilient but divided people known as the Kushan. They fought over resources under a burning sun for thousands of years. Everything changed when Rachel Sajet discovered something buried deep beneath the unforgiving sands. An ancient technology that would allow the Kushan to escape their dying world. A hyperspace core. And with it, a map that pointed the way to the true home of the Kushan, Hiigara. The Kushan put aside their differences and for 100 years worked together to construct a grand mothership that could transport 600,000 Kushan to Hiigara. Karen Sajet, Rachel's descendant, volunteered to be bound, body and mind, to the mothership and become its navigator and fleet command. But the efforts of the Kushan did not go unnoticed. The Taidan Empire, a powerful enemy who had exiled the Kushan to Karak 4,000 years ago, took swift and devastating action. While Karak burned, Karen rescued all that remained of her people. But instead of fleeing into the dark, Karen turned the mothership into the tip of a spear aimed directly at Hiigara. In the war that ensued thereafter, Karen's fleet emerged victorious. The Taidan Empire was shattered, and the Kushan reclaimed their homeworld, becoming Hiigarans once more. Just as Rachel discovered a hyperspace core, Karen learned of the existence of two others. The first of these was gifted to Karen by the Bentusi, an ancient race who called no planet home and lived only among the stars. The final core was won by Karen upon defeating the Vaegir, a vicious foe who sought to control the cores at any cost. Karen united all three cores aboard the legendary progenitor mothership Sejuk. And in doing so, unlocked a vast hyperspace gate network, enabling interstellar travel for all. Trade and culture spread effortlessly between the stars. Population centers grew in places previously inaccessible, and the galaxy was united in peace. Thus began the Age of Sajet. But deep in the Outer Rim lurked a region of space from which no ship ever returned. It became known as the Anomaly. Gates in this area were erratic, dangerous. Thousands of lives were lost. Eventually, these gates went completely dark, and the anomaly spread. Karen Sajet, aboard a new mothership called the Kar Sajuk, was sent to find the source of the anomaly and stop it. She never returned. 20 years later, the burden falls to Karen's protege, Imogen Sajet.